Samsung released the very first Tab S6 Lite in 2020, and since then, it's held up quite decently these past 2 years. It's gotten several security patches and is even updated to Android 12 and Samsung's latest One UI 4.1, which adds quite a number of new features to the device. But with rumors of a new refreshed 2022 version of the Tab S6 Lite, what should we expect? And more importantly, should you buy it or stick to the 2020 version? The first thing to bear in mind is, as of now, there doesn't seem to be a lot of new additions to the 2022 Tab S6 Lite. Let's start off with the most noticeable part of any tablet: the display. The display on the older 2020 Tab S6 Lite is a 10.4-inch 2000 by 1200 TFT LCD display with a refresh rate of 60 Hz. Now, unfortunately, that seems to remain largely unchanged, as the 2022 Tab S6 Lite is also coming with a 10.4-inch 2000 by 1200 display. It's unclear whether the panel will remain TFT or we're getting an OLED Tab S6 Lite this year, but that's highly unlikely. It's also unknown what the refresh rate of the display will be, but it's safe to assume that it will remain 60 Hz. One area in which we are definitely getting an upgrade in is in the performance, and hallelujah, because the 2020 Tab S6 Lite tends to be on the slower side from time to time. It comes rocking the Exynos 9611, which is a 10nm processor and 4GB of RAM. Taking into account how feature-packed One UI is and the relatively weak processor, performance was never one of this device's strong suits, and neither was multitasking, as despite having 4GB of RAM, it failed to keep a decent number of apps open in the background. The 2022 Tab S6 Lite, however, is slated to come with a Snapdragon 720G chipset and the Adreno 618 GPU, which should provide some much-needed improvement in terms of performance. Unfortunately, the amount of RAM remains 4GB, so you'll have to keep that in mind if you do a lot of multitasking. But if you want to know how to make your Android tablet run faster, I made a whole video on that, and you can check it in the end screen at the end of this video. As for storage configurations, we'll be getting a 64GB and 128GB variant, just as with the 2020 Tab S6 Lite. There will also be both Wi-Fi and LTE models for those who would like to put a SIM card in their tablet. The Wi-Fi version will have the model number SMP613, whereas the LTE version will have the model number SMP619. Wait, 619? And if you're still watching at this point in the video, then you are astonishing. Hit that subscribe button and leave a fire emoji in the comment section below, and let's get right back into the video. Most of the hardware aspects seem to remain the same, including the cameras, which remain 8 megapixels and 5 megapixels for the back and selfie camera respectively, and even the battery, which seems to remain a 7040 mAh cell, and it has 15 watts of charging. We would have loved to see at least 25 watts of fast charging for such a large battery, but I suppose the folks at Samsung knew what they were going for with 15 watts. And taking a look at software, the 2022 Tab S6 Lite is slated to come with the latest Android 12 and One UI 4.1 out of the box, and it will most likely get support up to Android 14 or maybe even 15, seeing as the original Tab S6 Lite came with Android 10. I'll be making a video covering the original Tab S6 Lite and how it performs with Android 12 and One UI 4.1, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that. Regardless, let me know your thoughts on the 2022 Tab S6 Lite in the comment section right below the like button. Is it worth the upgrade, or will you be sticking with the 2020 Tab S6 Lite? I also have videos on how to make your tablet run faster and how I use the Tab S6 Lite as a medical student, so you can check those out right now. My name is Johannes, this is Tech PhD, and I'll see you in one of the videos showing on the screen, right around everywhere here. So yeah, see you in the next video. Peace.